Thank you for joining us on another episode of Health and Environment Insights. I am Kemi Adeniyi. Today on the program, we're going to be taking a critical look at environmental sanitation in combating Lassa fever here in Ondo State. And so to join me in today's conversation, I have with me the Principal Health Officer from the Ministry of Environment. I have Abimbola Ayonleye Adegbenro. Welcome to the program. It's good to have you today.
Thank you.
And so I would like to start this way. Can you tell us what role your department is playing in combating Lassa fever?
Okay. To start with,
Yes,
we need to let people know what Lassa fever is.
absolutely.
Lassa fever is an hemorrhagic fever which is caused by Lassa virus. And this fever is commonly transmitted through rodents known as mastomy rats.
Okay.
So that is the causative agents of this Lassa fever. Then we need to let our people know the symptoms. What are the likely symptoms when someone has this Lassa fever? The fever-like symptoms, which are headache,
Okay.
high temperature. When we talk about shivering, we talk about bleeding, swollen eyes.
All right.
So these are symptoms of Lassa fever.
Okay. I know for a fact that if you're in your office, your voice is going to be loudest, and so I need you to really match up with the body.
Okay.
And so I want to find out, in what ways can we use environmental sanitation to combat this fever?
Thank you. When we say environmental sanitation,
Okay.
it cuts across different activities.
All right.
One, when we talk about personal hygiene.
Yeah.
Two, when we talk about the clearing of bushes in your environment, the evacuation of waste,
All right.
because this waste
Yes.
is a breeding space for these rats we are talking about. And you know the causative agent, which is the rats, they have this high proliferation rates of breeding. So when rats are pregnant and you want to give birth, you see them giving birth to like 13, 14. So they have this high proliferation rates. And so you evacuate the waste in your environment, even the illegal dump sites in your environment. They are also breeding space for these virus that we're talking about. So those are environmental sanitation practices that we're talking about.
Okay. Maybe you should explain to us some specific measures that we can, take to eradicate this breeding. Whereby their houses are clean, their offices are clean. A lot of people even themselves.
One, the practice of environmental sanitation, like we discussed. During environmental sanitation, the last Saturday of
every month.
Yes. We talk people because we say holiness is next to godliness. So when you live in a healthy environment, then you'll be free from diseases. Then two, in environmental sanitation, like I said, the clearing of our environment, the clearing of bushes, because the rats, they live in the bush. So it is when they have the breathing space, they go in and enter our houses. But when we live in an healthy environment, you will not see them in your house. Then the waste that I told you about, illegal waste, when you see people, those chains of waste,
Don't heal around.
No, don't heal around. You try and evacuate them. Then even in our dustbin. You can empty it. And we tell people, if you want to use dustbin in your house, you use a prescribed dustbin, which is the dustbin that has a cover.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Right. You
So
must have a cover.
That is the prescribed. We practice proper hygiene. Hygienic. Even to yourselves food. We also sensitive to the need. And these are to maintain
Cleanliness.
Let their environment be clean, proper hygiene. Even the cooking and everything we do, let everything be clean.
That takes me to ask you. You see, people need not to be ignorant, and one of the ways to curb ignorance is to impart knowledge. Now, let me ask you, in what way is your department sensitizing the public as regards to your health in this regard?
Thank you. In our ministry, not my department alone, we conduct sensitization.
Regularly?
Regularly.
Okay.
The last time we had one at Okearo Market, in which I led the team. We went there to sensitize the people in Okearo and the environs on the importance of let them know what Lassa fever is and how they can prevent Lassa fever. Then that one, community engagement. You engage your people. Let them know the importance of these control measures. Because if they don't know it, if we don't engage them, if we don't practice it in their presence, they won't know what to do when they get home. Then we do community sensitization.
How often do you do that?
The community sensitization is not only done, when I say we, the Department of Environmental Service at the local government level, we also work together because they report to the municipal.
Right.
So in the 18 local government area of the state, we do it through house-to-house campaign. We go house to house. It's our daily routine.
Wow.
House-to-house inspection. So through there, when we detect anything, we let them know, we sensitize them. Do you get me? We go to churches to sensitize people. We also create we conduct trainings for food handlers and fruit handlers.
I was just about to say that. What ways, I mean, the door-to-door sensitization, does it include hotels, eateries, food handlers, especially the local food vendors?
When we say food handlers, hotels, don't they prepare food?
Oh yes, they do.
Also we sensitize them. We do.
Right.
The eateries, we conduct trainings for them.
What about the local food vendors?
Oh, we have their contact, the presidents and the ESCOs. We conduct training for them around the state, across the state, not only in Akure local government. So at times we sectionalize it. It could be senatorial, it could be local government. We go out to sensitize them. They need to know the importance of this, that they must practice proper hygiene in preparing wholesome food. The food has whatever they want to prepare for human consumption.
Exactly, for the general public.
So.
Okay, so I'd like to find out if there are policies or measures that the government is taking to eradicate the spread of Lassa fever.
Yes.
How effective are they? I mean, if these measures truly exist?
Thank the present government of this state, of those states.
Okay.
They support us through rodent control exercise. We call it deratization. They provide rat bait for us, and we distribute it across the endemic local government area. And this is to reduce the spread and the breeding of this rats. And during that deratization exercise, we also conduct training for the communities.
Wow.
You know, we need to engage them. Even though at times we don't use local baits. By preparing it, we make use of locally made materials that will be accessible for them to to provide it in their different homes. All this is just to reduce the spread of
It is so interesting to know that it is often said that knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Indeed, you're enlightening us. For instance, I know a lot of your audience do not know that there is something called deratization, and the government is actually in support of that and providing what you need, the necessary tools to get that done. Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's good to know. And so I know also that for your office, there are some of these health issues that emanate from the spread of Lassa fever. But I'll come to that when we return from this break. I'd like us to pause a little. We'll go on a short break now. When we return, conversations will continue with Ms. Abimbola. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Health and Environment Insights, and today we've been having conversations with Ms. Abimbola Anyonleye Adegbenro. She is the Principal Health Officer from the Ministry of Environment here in Ondo State. The conversation has been about the critical role of environmental sanitation in Lassa fever. And so I'd like to ask you, the sanitation officer.
Sanitarian.
Yes. Oh, you sanitarian. All right. What challenges do you face in eradication of Lassa fever?
One, community assistance.
What do you mean? People do not want to listen or they don't want to go by the rules.
Yes. Cultural behavior.
How? That we should live with rats?
Oh, they believe that this rat has been in existence for years, and their forefathers have eaten it then, and nothing happened today. How it is not all rats
That are edible.
So what we tell them, just go total away from rats. Don't eat rats, because they may not know which is mastomy. Though we let them know that the mastomy rat is the one that has the way we explain to the layman that it has many breasts.
Oh.
So that is how we explain to the layman.
Oh.
Multi-mamate, when we say multi-mamate, it has so that it can identify. But it is not everybody that can identify. So it is better to do away with rats. Stop rat consumption. We have other proteins that we can go for. So community resistance, let us say funding. Government is trying, but we need to contribute our own impact too. We need to contribute our own input. We don't leave everything to the government. Government has rights to sensitization, providing rat gates, jingles, supporting programs, free healthcare for Lassa fever victims. So we should give kudos to the government. So on our own impact, what can we do to reduce it? Let us stop eating rats. Then the challenges how we have overcome. So collaboration with our sisters MDs.
Okay.
There's this synergy between the relevant MDs, the agri, the parents, and environment in fighting the then these days it is just a plea to the government. They are trying their best, but they should try and do more personnel so that
Oh, you need more hands.
Yes. Okay. We need more environmental officers in the state so that this work has spread these good news
effective
across the state.
Okay. Now, there are some strategies that you must have adopted, aside sensitization, there are some strategies in your office that you have that have been effective in the control of Lassa fever. Can you tell us some about
Community awareness, community engagement, conducted trainings
for
food anglers, the communities, the WDC, World Development Council, the community leaders, the
school owners.
No, it was children. Do you know? Children, they learn faster. When you tell them something, when they get home, they tell you, my auntie
tell their parents,
Mommy, this is dirty. Go and trash this thing.
True.
So, from school sensitization, yes. Then, market women, they sell food. They also have food.
There are rats in the market.
So we tell them they can preserve food for wholesome consumption. We don't wash gari before we eat, so let them containerize their gari. It will be gari fryers. We go to where they make garis. Some of them are those Osrc local government. They were passengers in those days, but now we have seen changes in them. They no longer spread gari on the floor. So some of them, they don't fry their gari and they preserve it in a containerized form, container. Do you get me?
Yes.
So this has helped us in our ministry to reduce the spread of Lassa.
So let me ask you, how does Lassa fever impact the overall community well-being and the local economy? How does it impact?
COVID-19,
Yes.
affected Nigeria. It affected
Globally,
Globally.
it affected us.
So also, whatever happens during that COVID-19 can also happen. So it is better we combat it so that they will know, what they call travel ban. When they place it on people coming into Nigeria or those states, it will affect our economy. Death, but of death for the victims, for those that died, or all this will affect our economy or our food that we produce, and suddenly we stopped buying our products. Won't it affect us?
It will. For sure.
Or those selling food and maybe somebody died of Lassa fever and it was traced to maybe why the consumption of food he or she bought from. Would that person still sell?
Absolutely.
So it will affect the
And our general well-being. Okay. Now, let me ask you, what's for everything we're doing, with the advent of technology and all of that, everyone is looking into the future. So, as a sanitarian, let me ask, what are your future plans as regards this education? What are you looking at to do?
concerning technology.
Yes, in the course of this eradication. No, basically technology. I'm putting it to you as a secretariat. What is Ms. Abimbola Ayonleye Adegbero? What are you planning to do as your future plan in this eradication control?
One, community engagement. Let our people be aware of what
You want to do more community engagement.
Yes. To then
maybe you intensify
more on our house to house. It is what we see that will report. Then we will let our people know. We tell them when you detect this, let us know. Report to the nearby health facility. Then media. If you are doing anything and you don't engage media, the information cannot go.
Exactly, especially the social media right now.
You need,
and that's where technology is coming in.
We have different apps in which when you log on to it, you will see what the citizen is, how to eradicate, the reporting channel and everything. So with that, we've done a lot.
Okay. Now, aside the social media handles, can people visit your office, the Ministry of Environment, to lodge such complaints?
In my department, we attend to public complaints. We have people who come when they see anything that is of public threat, health threat to the community where they live, they report to us, and quick action is being taken.
As a public health officer, I know you're not a medical doctor, but in the course of your job, you're almost, you're working in that line. I want to ask you, are there some telltale signs, like symptoms, that if we see them around us, we should know immediately that, oh, this is beginning to look like Lassa fever? Can you talk about some of those symptoms?
I said weakness of the body, fever like
Feverish feeling.
The swelling of the body, swelling of the eye, bleeding, feeling nauseated, diarrhea. All these are the symptoms of Lassa fever. And mind you, some are asymptomatic, though they have it, but it will not show. But when they start complaining of maybe little fever like is reported to nearby health facilities.
Now, what message are you going to convey to your audience today as regards this eradication? I want you to elaborate. You talked about some that are not, some symptoms earlier, but are children also involved in all of this advocacy? And if that is so, I want you to put together your thoughts in words to convey a message to your audience today as regards how they can combat Lassa fever.
Thank you. Our mandate will ensure that people live in healthy environment. So, if you want to live in a healthy environment, keep your environment healthy and also practice proper hygiene. When you live in an hygienic environment, you can't force it. No, you can't. So we encourage people to ensure the practices of good environmental sanitation. Just with all this prevention method that they are all under environmental sanitation. Regular disposal post, evacuation of illegal waste dump sites around you. Containerizing food. Don't just leave your garri, everything open. Drink wholesome water. When we say wholesome water, thank God for this present administration, who is also providing bottles. So we have access to potable waters. So with that, government has also tried their best. It is now left for us to continue and to intensify this sensitization, engagement, awareness, media engagement.
Okay. Now, as we're warming up to wrap up today's episode, I want to ask you, as individuals in our various houses, we see one or two rats around, and I'm aware that whatever, medical personnel would say whatever can kill a rat can kill a human being as well. Tell us some of the ways we can eradicate rats within our homes.
Thank you. One,
the safe ones.
All rat holes. Okay. Leading into your houses.
Okay.
When you see holes, you block it because rats, it is easy for them to grow and they enter into one house.
Yeah.
That is one. Please ensure you block all holes in your homes. Then two, like I said, the deratization exercise is continuous. It's not something we do once or twice.
Is it carried out at the various local governments in the state?
All local governments, but most especially at the endemic local governments. But we also do it in
So are you saying some areas are more prone to this than others?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I'm from Ilaje. Is my area endemic?
No, we don't usually record cases from those areas, but we have to do let me mention.
Okay.
We know that, so we ensure we carry out the deratization can exercise in those endemic developments. Then they also, in their own impact list, they can also, like I told you, let them block oral holes, evacuate waste, which is a breeding space for all these rats. Then ensure they practice proper environmental sanitation and hygiene.
Thank you very much for coming. It's been a wonderful time and an enlightening one as well. And I look forward to having you on this program sometime soon. Thank you for all what you do, and especially thank you for your time. On this note, we're going to call it a wrap on today's episode. Till next week. And until I